Okay. Well, Scott, as Fred talked about back here, putting's obviously something you've got to be happy with. Upwards of 300 feet after 2 rounds. If you could just touch on that, is kind of the bigger picture of how you're feeling after 36 holes.
Yeah, like I said, I put the new putter in yesterday. I think it got me a little bit farther away from the ball. Maybe a little bit more on the balls of my feet instead of my heels, so I'm maybe a little more stable. I think the squareness of the putter kind of helps me line it up. And then for some reason I feel like it's either it's a little hotter roll than my old one because I have a tendency to leave stuff short. But I'm getting a lot of balls to the hole, so they have a chance to go in.
At the risk of asking a stupid question, how good does it feel to be in the position you're in? You've won out here on tour before. You've led after a number of rounds before. How good does it feel to be having all the parts come together so well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels great. I mean, it's been a little bit since I've played like I feel like I should play. Mm-hmm. To sort of kind of prove it to myself again. I know it's in there. It's just like, okay, how do we get it out of me? And so there's a lot of business to take care of this weekend. But to come out the first 2 days and do what I did gives me a lot of confidence going into the weekend.
Can you remember the last time you started with 4 birdies?
No. You need a stat guy for that.
Is there any that part of the golf course? I think you're 8 under in the holes 10 through 14. Is there anything that fits your eye on that stretch, or just happen to play it well, or what do you think goes into that?
Well, obviously you have 12 as the par 5, so I mean, we like to think we can get those. 10, you have a wedge in your hand pretty much both days, so I feel like I'm pretty good with a wedge, and I've made long putts on that hole both days. 13 or 14, I mean 13 today was an amazing shot. It was like as hard as I could hit a 6-iron and draw with the wind, and I mean that was just as perfect as I could hit it. So and then 14 yesterday, I had a 9-iron in my hand and I stuffed one there. So if I can get the short irons in my hands, I think that and in the fairway, I have a bit of an advantage, and I've done a good job of that so far.
You talked yesterday about the 4 changes you made. Were there any changes left to make today?
Just go repeat.
They moved the tee times up. Last group 8:40 tomorrow. Does that make any difference to you? 4 less hours with the lead?
No, I mean it's just I think it might be good to stay in the rhythm. Just get some dinner, get some sleep, get up, and let's do it again. So none of us want to play in the weather anyway. So it's good that we get it done early, but. Hopefully we can get it in before the weather comes.
When you're putting like the way you putt over the last 2 days, does that just give you confidence throughout the rest of the game that, hey, if I do leave it 12 feet here, like I feel confident I can make a par putt there? Like, does that just kind of reverberate confidence for you?
It's nice because the good ball strikers out here hit it 10 to 15 feet a lot and start being mad that they miss 10 to 15 footers, which 10 to 15 footers statistically aren't, like easy putts, right? So the fact that you can hit it, 10 feet, 15 feet, 25 feet and feel like you have a chance to make it kind of, I'm not going to say it lessens the load, but it's easier to not have to squeeze at pins. And, not squeezing at pins takes bogeys out of play. And, it's nice when you're making 30 footers because you're like, oh, I got 10 feet here. Yeah, I got this, so you sort of lick your chops a little more instead of like, oh man, I haven't made a 15-footer all day. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I just feel like I've just stayed in my process, which, it's like, all right, just line it up, get set up to it right, and let's just hit it. And if it goes in, it goes in. If it's not, like, let's go hit it again. So,
3 weeks of the season, including this one left, you're just outside that 125 spot. Are you consciously thinking about that going into a week? Is that on your mind, as you're approaching this last stretch?
I know where I'm at. I was kind of in the same situation last year and finished 3rd in Reno and, I think 16th at Greensboro. So, I've been out here a long time. I know what I need to do. Just wish I would have done it earlier in the season.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.